It doesn't matter whether you're a COD or Battlefield fan or even maybe both, Call of Duty having some competition is great, because not only does it force COD to do better, but it also pushes the competitor to do better as well. So as a consumer, you get two games that you can enjoy.
Well, that statement sure aged like shit-flavored milk in the middle of an Australian summer, which I didn't even know was from December to February. Like, bro, I knew Australia was on a league of its own with their big-ass spiders, big-ass snakes, and kangaroos that want to throw hands with you for no fucking reason, but I didn't know that also included seasons as well. Oh wait, what was I supposed to talk about again? Oh yes, let me just cut that out real quick. It was good, y'all. Kether here, and before I start this video, I just want to wish you guys a happy new year. I hope y'all had some awesome holidays with your loved ones, and that you have an amazing 2026 as well. Let's just hope that this year is better than the last, because I swear to God, with everything that happened, I could definitely use some sunshine and rainbows and shit in my life right now. But with that out of the way, let's go ahead and talk about Battlefield 6 and how it fell off. Yes, fell off. Because if you weren't aware as to what happened recently, EA, ever since the passing of Vince Zampella, has done some decisions that nobody wanted to see them ever do. And that, of course, has left me feeling very concerned for the future of Battlefield 6 if left unchecked. So with that being said, let's get right into it, because trust me when I say, we got a lot we need to talk about today. So to start things off, I'm sure you guys heard about it by now, but sadly, Battlefield 6 has started having in-game items and assets made by AI literally 1 or 2 days after the passing of Vince Zampella, which just simply feels insulting to begin with. I'm sure you've seen the snowflake icon with a soldier holding an M4 that just seems awfully off. Now, some of you might be asking, Kether, what's the big deal with people using AI to make assets and in-game items? Well, the problem is, at some point last year, the devs promised that there wouldn't be anything made by AI in Battlefield 6, and that they wouldn't make the same mistake as Call of Duty for when it comes to AI. Only for them to break that promise near the end of the year. And I wish that at the very least, it was a one-time thing. They push out one item made by AI to test the waters, they find out people don't like it, and then they back out to having actual artists to do the work. But no, they made multiple other items using AI as well. Just take a look at these pictures and tell me, do you think these are AI generated, despite all of the obvious mistakes that actual talented artists would never do? Because let's be honest here, there is no way an actual human being would have made this, checked it twice, and be like, yeah, I see nothing wrong with that. Either A, this is AI generated, or B, an actual human being made this, but they're just straight up incompetent. And you know, I did say earlier in the video that I felt very concerned about the future of Battlefield 6, and that is for a very good reason. For some of us, Battlefield 6 was not just a game. It was our best chance of setting up standards for the gaming industry that, let's be real, should have never went away in the first place. A game that is 100% human-made, has its biggest issues ironed out so that it can be as enjoyable as it can be, and doesn't pull the rug from beneath us sometime after the game's launch by breaking promises. For the first 2 months, Battlefield 6 was doing a great job, but as soon as Vince Zampella passed away, it immediately fell off, because there was no one left to keep an eye on the development side of things that knew exactly how to make a good fucking game and make sure that not only does it stay good, but also improves so that it becomes better as time goes on. And keep in mind, by using AI to do the job for them, they are being part of the problem. They are being part of the reason as to why being a PC gamer just isn't ideal as of right now. This is part of the reason why Rant prices have been blown into the stratosphere. This is why the prices for some of the GPUs went to $5,000. And if you have an optimistic perspective of things by thinking that it's going to get better with time, I hate to break it to you, but you're wrong. It's only going to get worse from here, and it's going to be this way for the majority of 2026, maybe the entirety of this year, or even maybe a bit into 2027 as well. Battlefield 6 was our best chance to have Call of Duty get its shit together, especially ever since Activision dared to say that they are too big to fail. And now that the ship is sinking, it may seem like we got nothing that will be able to compete with Call of Duty. That is until you remember the ARC Raiders exists, and just by looking at the Steam charts, it is currently doing better than it did last month. It is slowly but surely getting back up to where it was back in November of last year, while Battlefield 6 is losing players, especially ever since the recent scandals where not only were they caught using AI, but they were also caught just straight up copying Call of Duty, the exact same franchise that we're brutally tearing apart for the last few months. And sure, say what you want about the ARC Raiders and how it's partially made by AI, but from what I've heard, only the voice lines of the game were made by AI. Other than that, it's a great game from what I've heard. But back to Battlefield, they didn't even try to hide it. I'm gonna show you a side-by-side comparison and tell me whether or not they did copy Call of Duty. Now, I get it that skull masks aren't specific to Call of Duty or anything in general, but with some details, such as the space in the middle, the crack at the lower end, and another crack over the left eye, I think it's painfully obvious that Battlefield 6 copied Call of Duty, which is extremely ironic for the reasons that I mentioned earlier. Like, bro, if you are going to copy on someone's homework, at the very least, don't make it so obvious to the point where it naturally comes to people's minds that you copied on someone's homework. Overall, as closing thoughts, I really do not see Battlefield 6 coming back from this. They promised last year that they were not going to have anything made by AI in the game, and last week, they just broke that promise. And by breaking said promise, they've broken our trust, and I think everybody knows how trust works. Trust, once lost, is very hard to earn back, and if you do somehow gain back the people's trust after whatever shenanigans you've pulled, consider yourself lucky. Because usually with some people, you break a promise once and that's it. They've moved on to something else before you even know it. Second chances happen sometimes. Not always, but sometimes. And if you do get that second chance, be grateful. Don't take it for granted and don't waste it. Because if you do waste it, there won't be a third chance. And if somehow Battlefield 6 comes back from this whole fiasco and gets their shit straight, they need to take this in consideration. Because if they find themselves in hot water again over scandals that are either about AI or even worse, SBMM, or anything that plagues Call of Duty or the gaming scene nowadays, they're done for. So please, if there's a dev watching this, please take what I just said in consideration to make the game right again. I doubt you will, but at the very least, it's worth talking about. But if you choose to ignore what we have to say, keep on going this path regardless, then you deserve to fail. Just like Call of Duty did. And with that, that is everything I had to get off my chest to start off 2026. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you guys liked what you saw, make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, even maybe become a channel member if you're willing to do so. Your support is always appreciated and motivates me to do more for you guys. Turn on the notification bell if you don't want to miss out on any of my future content. This was Kether, trying to give Battlefield 6 the wake-up call it needs. Probably gonna look into ARC Raiders as well while at it. Who knows? I'll catch you all in the next one. Have a good one. I'm out of here. Peace.